together, but they're all rooting for one thing. Representing the United States, it's a big honor, and I take that responsibility to heart.
You are what your country has sent out as the best it has to offer.
You're sharing that experience with everybody who's helped you get there, everybody who's watching you on TV and cheering you on.
You're a part of something that's much larger than yourself.
All eyes across the world are watching you do what you love to do.
It's like nothing else.
Being a teenager is hard.
Don't even think about it.
I'm going back home to the place where I belong.
I'm on track for a college scholarship. Is she okay? It's my mom.
Were you drinking?
No.
I have an idea. I'd just like you to give it a chance.
This is high school.
Right now, let's dream big.
The Good Life, all month long on the stations and networks of KUAM. Check the KUAM News app or KUAM.com for all program listings.
Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, federal tax reforms kick in next month. The Calvo administration is now weighing potential losses, said to be in the tens of millions. Plus, should the feds investigate the death of a prison detainee? Island leaders think so. And bizarre video circulating on social media of this car crash. 2 people in the car miraculously survived, but the driver is arrested for driving drunk.
Half a day and good evening.
A major cash crunch is looming for Gov Guam. Federal tax reforms kick in next month, and the Calvo administration is now weighing the likely loss of tens of millions of dollars in tax revenue.
Nestor Lecanto reports.
No one knows for sure yet how big of a bite the tax cuts will take out of Gov Guam's budget, but Calvo has ordered his fiscal team and relevant agency directors to report back to him on the impact.
Number one, look at the impacts fiscally in terms of revenues. Number two, prioritizing our major areas. Obviously for me, number one is public safety and health.
The administration will need to figure out which essential services to provide in the face of the anticipated deep cuts.
There have been estimates at anywhere between $40 to $100 million. So it's important to first of all get a clear estimate on what those cuts are going to be in terms of revenue in this period where this transition occurs. And then with that, we move forward.
Financial experts we spoke to in the past week are urging government officials to look first at trimming costs. But even they agree there's probably no way around the need to increase tax revenue.
I think as we sit down, we have to still look at, again, shoring up areas where we have gaps in critical services such as the hospital. But then at the same time, look at the reality of this new landscape with the Tax Reform Act as initiated by federal law.
Some business leaders are pushing back on any plans to raise gross receipts taxes or remove the GRT exemption from industries such as wholesalers. Instead, they're calling for replacing the business privilege tax with a sales tax.
So it's a much more transparent tax methodology than a BPT. So I'm sure discussions will be made in that light as we start talking about the overall impacts of the Tax Reform Act.
He says Speaker B.J. Cruz is also looking into the financial impacts for the rest of the fiscal year and will lead the annual review of the fiscal 19 budget due from the administration by the end of the month. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
All 3 corrections officers on shift the day detainee Manson Isar was found dead have been questioned. DOC Director Tony Lamarana says the internal affairs investigation is ongoing, along with the police department's criminal investigation. Governor Calvo today also responded to the incident.
It's important to find out, first of all, what happened before we start jumping to any conclusions. Obviously, there's been a fatality. No, what I'm looking towards, and I've talked to our people, I have no problem with the Vice Speaker's recommendation of an independent investigation.
Lamarana tells KUAM he too is recommending a federal agency like the FBI jump on the case and conducts that independent investigation. Isar was found dead in his cell at the Hagåtña detention facility on December 29th. An autopsy report detailed his death was a homicide and that he had been brutally beaten before someone apparently wiped him and the crime scene clean.
You might have received the images over the weekend of a car crash caught on camera in Barragata Heights. The video shows the driver of a green Mustang losing control of the car when it jumps the curb, hits the tree, goes airborne, and rolls over. Other images show the mangled mess as the car came to a stop in the garage of someone's home. Both the passenger and the driver were able to walk away with minor injuries, though the driver arrested is 21-year-old Trevor Montgomery Moore. He is facing multiple DUI charges to include driving under the influence of alcohol with injuries. Police responded to the crash Saturday afternoon. The driver reeked of alcohol and had a slurred speech. He told police he only had 2 beers. His blood alcohol content was 0.109%.
More images going around on social media. These were captured on Sunday around 2 p.m. at a home on Chalincota in Dededo. Police say the victim heard what sounded like rummaging coming from the first floor of the residence. That's when he saw a white sedan parked out front and a woman inside. He went downstairs to find a man going through one of the bedrooms. Both suspects then took off and remain on the run. Authorities say the license plate captured was Mauricio 4270 and is actually registered to another car. If you recognize the pair in these photos, you are asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP.
Well, a man is under arrest after allegedly swinging a machete at another man. It happened in Harmon on Saturday. 26-year-old Moses Perry is charged with aggravated assault, and disorderly conduct. Court documents state the victim reported the suspect allegedly tried to swing a machete at him. Police later found the suspect, who admitted to authorities that he was too drunk to recall what happened. But the suspect did remember that a man earlier that night threatened him with a gun. He says that's when he returned with a machete to confront him, but that man already took off. Police say the suspect appeared intoxicated and was unable to tell if the man he allegedly tried to hit with a machete was in fact the same person he claims pulled a gun on him.
A woman is attacked by a man known to her and left with no other choice but to run to neighbors for help. 20-year-old Timothy Joseph Jr. Cruz is charged with family violence, strangulation, and criminal mischief. Police responded to the incident late Friday in Lady Heights. Court documents state the suspect had just returned home from buying spice when he started arguing with the woman. He allegedly got on top of her and strangled her neck. He is also accused of punching her at one point. When the victim ran for help, the suspect followed while carrying a knife. She ran to several neighbors for help, but the suspect caught up with her and strangled her again. Bystanders told him to stop, and that's when he threatened to fight them while holding the knife. The victim eventually called police.
Well, the license plates did not match up with the car, and now one man faces drug charges after meth was found inside. 38-year-old Peter Aguisablon is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance and vehicle without ID. A police officer noted the suspect's car in Agate on Sunday and ran the plates. When they didn't match up, the officer approached the driver and searched the car. Inside, he found a plastic heat-sealed straw with the drug ice. Investigators also discovered the plates for the car had been confiscated in November of 2014 for numerous traffic violations.
Gas prices went up by 15 cents today at 76 cent mobile stations. The price for regular unleaded gasoline is now $4.02, up from $3.88. We were unable to reach company management for a comment. No word yet from Guam's third fuel supplier, Shell, if it's planning to raise prices as well.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A year is made of more than just 365 days. It was each new connection, every show of support, and all your special moments. Happy New Year from your friends at IT&E.
2017 is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is on now. At Cars Plus in Mighty, get big year-end savings on a big selection of new 2017 Ram trucks, Jeep Wranglers, Dodge Challengers, and all Fiat models. Plus, buy from Cars Plus today and receive a Cars Plus value card where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Big savings and 21 cents off per gallon with a Cars Plus value card when you buy during a big finish at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidza Smaasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Then Ivy GC.
Well, there could be a fourth Democrat running for governor. Longtime political observer Ron McNinch says he can confirm speculation that has been going around the past week that Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. intends to run for higher office. McNinch telling KUAM News that he spoke with Rodriguez personally to confirm it. A spokesman for the senator would not confirm or deny if he is running. We were not able to confirm his selection for running mate. As of news time, Rodriguez is a four-term Democrat. First elected in 2011, he is the current chairperson for the Legislative Committee on Health, Tourism, Military Affairs, and Senior Citizen.
And an update on Decision 2018. Picking up their candidacy packets this week are Jonathan Diaz for congressional delegate and incumbent Luis Muña and Dr. Chris Dombrowski both making a run for senator.
Well, those pursuing priesthood will have to go elsewhere for their education. This after the seminary officially closed doors late last month.
What comes next, hopefully, will help the church with paying down millions in clergy sexual abuse lawsuits.
A new year brings big changes to the church.
By January 1st, Archbishop Burns had in his hands officially the keys to the entire facility.
Archdiocese of Agana's Director of Communications, Tony Diaz, is referring to the Redemptorist Martyrs Seminary. Mid-December marked their final semester after nearly 2 decades in existence.
It is officially ended as far as the formation and academics. No more seminarians down there undergoing formation.
Up to 20 seminarians, all affiliated with the Neo-Catechumenal Way, will have to continue their studies elsewhere and on someone else's dime.
The seminary has ceased formation, and these young men are on their own with their help of their groups. They're moving on to other seminaries elsewhere off island to continue the formation. We pray for them. The Archbishop, when he made the announcement, had said he was committed to helping these young men who would continue their studies elsewhere.
Late last year, Archbishop Michael Burns announced closure of the seminary and reported the model just wasn't working for Guam. The church instead will send those pursuing priesthood to seminaries off-island. Diaz confirms the church is funding the education for 3 young men who are currently attending St. Patrick's Seminary and University in Menlo Park, California. With the seminary closed, the real work can begin on the property itself.
The goal is to sell it, so there's a lot involved in that.
The RMS was once a hotel. The property tops the list of assets the church anticipates selling in order to fund settlement for the 150-plus clergy sexual abuse lawsuits filed to date. No word yet on how much the property is worth, but the properties must be Vatican approved prior to sale.
That's one chapter, but many more chapters to go in righting our church, fixing our church, improving all around.
4 new clergy sexual abuse victims filed lawsuits in the Superior Court of Guam, only identified by their initials to protect their privacy. MWM, GC, MM, and AEP all allege they were molested and sexually abused by former Guam priest and Boy Scout master Father Louis Brilliard. Each complaint details abuse occurring on church grounds, where the priest routinely exposed himself in front of the boys and exposed them to adult magazines such as Playboy and Penthouse. During Boy Scout outings, plaintiffs report the priest would reward them with McDonald's or other dining experiences, as well as merit badges if they swam naked. He also reportedly took pictures of them nude and swimming without their consent. The victims today range in age from 53 to 61 years old. Each is suing for $5 million and is represented by attorney Michael Berman.
For years, illegitimate massage practices have been a pain in the neck for Guam residents. On Friday, we told you about Senator Talina Nelson's Bill 226, which would require those in the massage therapy industry to be licensed or certified.
Tonight, reaction on the measure from the chair of the board, who the bill states will be the enforcer. Kiani Mendiola reports.
The Guam Board of Allied Health Examiners would be in charge of enforcing the new regulations, according to Bill 226. Dr. Mamie Balahaja is the board chair.
I think that there's a lot of merit, and the protection of the public is really the why any community regulate and provide licensing of individuals practicing any profession, and massage therapy is one of the disciplines.
The doctor previously worked on the regulations and ethics of a similar bill introduced during the 31st Guam legislature by Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr.
I think this is a good bill. However, I think that there needs to be particular items in the bill that may need to be ironed out.
Dr. Balahaja is in support of the new bill, but she has her concerns about the Guam Board of Allied Health Examiners as being the ones to implement the new procedures. She suggests other alternatives.
Right now we have 15 disciplines that we're regulating, and that's quite a bit. Well, one solution could be to create a separate board focusing only on massage therapy, licensing and regulation, minimum at least of a 3-person, to concentrate only on that particular profession rather than mix it with the other professions.
One of the goals of the bill would be to tackle businesses that use massage therapy as a front for sex and human trafficking. Governor Eddie Calvo is currently reviewing the bill. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Kiani Mendiola.
Rain or shine, Estumbo is now ready for whatever weather hits them. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held to officially open the newly rehabilitated Estumbo Gym in Dededo today. Some of the new improvements to the facility include the hardening of the structure to meet Tier 2 requirements as an emergency shelter, structures that withstand 175 mile per hour winds, and disabled accessibility. The renovations come 15 years after Guam was hit by Super Typhoon Pongsanwa. Dededo Mayor Melissa Savares.
The victims of the disaster, which are the school children. Whenever our students, whenever there's a typhoon, our students cannot go back to school because there are people in their classrooms, people that we need to keep safe.
The shelter can hold up to 400 people. The cost more than $700,000 that GURA funded using a community development block grant.
Well, sailors from the USS America are visiting Guam and giving back today, speaking to 6th and 8th graders at Ocean View Middle School about careers in the military and even participating in Chamorro classes with students.
We're just trying to help give them a sense of, hey, you know, they might not know what they want to do now, but the military is always something that they can fall back on, and they can always have a great future from.
This is not the only activity they have planned this week. The sailors will be volunteering with Catholic Social Services and participate in the coastal cleanup in Pidi.
Guam's talented skip performers are getting some widespread attention. Hip-hop recording artist Cardi B, known for her popular song Bodak Yellow, posted a video on her Instagram of Guam's own dancing to her song Bartier Cardi. You may notice a familiar face front and center. That's our UNO intern, Cami Agarola, who showed us here at KUAM how to do the Lemon Challenge. Just 12 hours since it first went online, and the video received 2.3 million views and counting.
Yeah, and more than 4,000 comments as well, Chris. I couldn't even tell how many people liked the video, but do we have something new to learn?
Oh, I hope not.
Well, stay tuned. Sports is next.
Christmas. Let there be joy, and let the light shine on the ones who need it most. Let there be Christmas, so merry and bright. Let all the children be in safe hands tonight. Please, Mr. Santa, you don't know how grateful I would be. Oh, no, no. Whoa,
Enjoy 2 medium, 2-topping Pizza Hut pizzas for just $8.99 each. The perfect pair at the perfect price, so everyone's perfectly happy. Call for delivery or carryout. Get 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for just $8.99 each, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the way, NFL highlights from the Bills and Jags game. But first off, some volleyball from the St. Paul Gym. Check it out. The AA Guahan VC Youth Winter Volleyball Camp was held at the St. Paul Gym with 100 youth players ages 8 to 14 years old sharpening up their skills. The camp was broken up into 2 sessions, with the older kids focusing on the transition aspect of the game, while the younger players learned the basic fundamentals of the sport.
They worked on passing, they worked on setting, serving, overhand, and trying to get those 3 touches before sending the ball over the net. And we've seen big improvements from even the little kids.
For 7th grader Nayara Payet, the camp was fun and something she used to get better as a player. She says she learned a lot and can't wait for next year's camp.
I think the camp is really great. It's taught me a lot, like how to set better, because I'm a setter at St. Francis. I would love to come back here again because I've made so many new friends. I've learned so much, and I would just like to learn more so I can better myself as a volleyball player.
Campers learned teamwork, strategies, and played in fun-filled games that put their new skills to the test. There were 4 adult coaches and 10 camp counselors assisting with this year's event.
Overall, the camp it was a real success, and we're happy to see all these kids come out and learn volleyball, try to raise the level here on Guam, and just make it as popular as soccer and basketball.
Bryce Jaco Salem took home the 2018 Triple J Guam Youth Bowler of the Month title, 187 to 177 over 3rd seed Sebastian Loyola. Loyola's open in the 6th frame, along with a split on the 8th, ended his run for the title. This is Jaco Salem's initial championship title, saying, "I just tried to bowl like it was one of the Saturday morning practices and it worked." The next Triple J Guam Youth Bowler of the Month will be held on Sunday, February 4th at 11 a.m. at the Central Lanes Bowling Center. A dub's a dub no matter what, and for the Jacksonville Jaguars, it wasn't pretty, but when you're at home, the fans will take it any way it comes. Sack here by Malik Jackson, so fresh is so clean. That Jags defense getting to Tyrod Taylor and putting hands on the Bills quarterback. Taylor with 27 yards rushing before getting concussed and knocked out the game. First down run to move the chains. The drive would lead to a Steve Hauschka field goal from 31 yards out to give Buffalo the 3-0 lead with 1:49 left in the second quarter. Blake Bortles showed his speed in today's game. The Jags QB rushed for 88 yards on 10 carries to lead Jacksonville on the ground. Leonard Fournette finished the game with 21 carries for 57 yards. The home team tied the game at 3 right before halftime. 44-yard field goal by Josh Lambo. Check out the kicker here. Got him. Jags get the win at home 10-3. Blake Bortles to Ben Koyak on 4th and goal for the 1-yard touchdown. Feet in bounds with the reception. Bortles 12 of 23 for 87 yards in the dub. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months. At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier year-end event. For the holidays, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Kumon or log on NissanGuam.com.
Ooh, what do we have here? Tender morsels of deliciousness. Wait, back that up. I see you, your little golden brown temptresses, and oh, all that juicy goodness. Wait, is that a new sauce? Where are my car keys? I'm on my way, Mickey D's.
Introducing McDonald's new Buttermilk Crispy Tenders. Juicy and breaded to perfection. Hurry in and get 4 for you or 10 to share.
That's right, my tender game just got an upgrade. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.